welcome to Precious Years. This is Saida. Well, if you've ever wondered about homeschooling or about homeschooling mom, well, this video is for you because we're going to be answering some homeschool tag in a collab. At Day-to-Day Joys for starting this collaboration tag, and she came up with some wonderful questions regarding homeschooling and about homeschooling moms, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Make sure to click on the link below so that you can view the answers from all the other moms that are participating. And if you're new here from any of their channels, welcome to Precious Years. My name is Saida and I'm a homeschooling mommy of two girls aged 6 and 7. And in this channel, I share anything relating to homeschooling and just about homeschooling mommy lifestyle. I'd love to have you part of our Precious Years family and would love to have you guys subscribe to our channel. Alright, so I'm going to get to the questions, and my questions are on my phone, so I'm going to be looking down that time. Were you homeschooled is the first question, and the answer is no, I was not homeschooled. I actually went to the public school system, and there was nothing really that negative about it, but yeah, I wasn't homeschooled. Number 2 is, did you always know you would homeschool your children? I didn't know I was going to homeschool until when my daughter is a few months old and I was still working, and then when I decided to stay home, then my husband actually brought up the idea, and then we kind of like pondered on it, and it was always in the back of our mind, but we never really it was never really set in stone. But as I started doing taught school, and that led to preschool, and then we kind of decided, this is for us, this is what fits our family, and we decided we would homeschool, and it's been a wonderful journey for us. Okay, number 3, what are your 3 favorite books in your homeschool library? One of the recent ones that I really like right now is called The Well-Trained Mind of Classical Education. That's my favorite when I started school this academic year. When I started homeschooling, one of the books that I really liked was called, I think, For the Children's Sake. I really enjoyed the book. The encouragement and just everything about the book was very empowering, and being able to go through this journey and lots of ideas. The other book is the Educating the Wholehearted Child. That book also has a lot of ideas, curriculums, and schedules, and chores, and how to manage your life, and I've been loving those. I have 2 books, one I'm reading right now and one I will be reading. Right now I'm reading Teaching from Breast, and then I will be reading A Gracious Space by Julie Bogart, because I love her podcast. So I enjoy those. She's very inspirational. So that's on my list. So that wasn't part of the question, but I just threw 2 books in there. Alright. What number are we on? Okay, we're on number 4. Are you the only teacher? Does your spouse help, outsource help, tutors, etc.? At the moment, I am the only teacher. I'm the one responsible for the homeschooling. My husband has a really demanding job, so at the moment he is not helping as much. Number 5 is, where is your favorite place to buy homeschool curriculum? That's a really good question for newbie homeschoolers, because when I started homeschooling, I was buying everything from the publishers. Now, that's a good way to support them, but once you start buying a lot of curriculums, then you realize that you're spending a lot of money. So over the years, I've come up with ideas to purchase from eBay. I sometimes purchase I'm part of these homeschool buyers co-op groups in Facebook, so sometimes I purchase from there. We have sometimes local like a group sales, so I get sometimes from there. So I keep looking and trying to see if I can find a good deal. I also go to the convention in Florida, the FPEA convention, and I purchase a lot of stuff from there as well, because sometimes they have, you know, free, you don't have to pay for shipping. Sometimes they have discounts, and then I get to see the books before I purchase it, so I get a lot of books from there as well. So yeah, a variety of places. And then number 6 is, do you set a budget for your homeschool? Good question. You know, for all these years I haven't, but this year I am going to, because I want to see how and where my money's going, and I want to be more cognizant about spending about equal amount on both of my girls. And so I just want to keep track and make sure that I keep us, you know, because sometimes it's very easy to just, you know, see lots of different games and books, and you know, you go to Once Upon a Child and you buy 1, 2, and then it becomes 10, and then now hundreds of books. So I think this year I plan on keeping a budget. Hopefully I'll stick to that. And I'm really wanting to hear from other moms how they do that, because I haven't done that. What are 2 must-have homeschool supplies? Okay. For must-have homeschool supplies, I would say computer and printer. But if you don't consider those as kind of like supplies, because they're kind of like equipment, then I would probably say my electric pencil sharpener, as well as my 3-ring hole puncher, because we do those a lot, as well as laminators. Just so many things. Okay, laminator. Okay, laminator or 3-ring hole punch? I don't know. I think now 3-ring hole punch. When my girls were a little younger, then I loved laminating everything, because they're just little, so you want to make sure everything's protected. What's your favorite or least favorite subject to teach? So my favorite subject to teach would be math, because growing up I was always really good at math. So that would be my favorite. Sorry, I thought there was something. Okay, so my favorite subject to teach would be math, and I think my least favorite is English. Number 9 is, are you involved in co-ops, homeschool groups? What has your experience been in these groups? When I started homeschooling, I wasn't part of any co-op. Then I met a couple moms, and then we had one that didn't really last long, because not everyone was really pulling their own weight. Then we had one, we had fun trips, field trips. We were meeting once a week, every Friday. We were doing lots of field trips, lots of classes, but that became a little too much for me, because we were having, each mom was in charge of different section of the lessons, and it just became, sorry, I was looking that way, my daughter's that way, and that's why I'm out here recording. So it became just too much to be able to, in charge of populating, because we had about, like, I think 15 kids, to populating lessons and preparing myself. It just became a little too much for me, and I just didn't feel like it was a good fit for us at the time. So we stopped going there, because I wanted to be more home with the girls and having a routine, because we were so out and about that by the time we would do school in the afternoon, I was tired, she was tired, the girls were tired, and I just thought it just was a better fit for us to be at home. And it's wonderful to be part of co-ops. I just didn't want something on such a regular basis where you're involved and responsible for doing majority of the teaching, because it takes away from my main goal, which are my girls, and making sure they're getting what they need. So as they're getting older, I thought, and we've enjoyed this year. Actually, this is the first year that we haven't been part of co-op, and it's been wonderful. So yeah, it just depends. What is your approach to homeschooling? That's a good question. When I started homeschooling, it was more of like I wanted my girls to be able to read, you know, get math and all of that. But now I think I'm more of a relaxed and eclectic, I would call myself. Beginning of this year, I really followed and took to heart the Well-Trained Mind, the book, and what it stated in there. Since then, I have been toying around with the Charlotte Mason. I love reading living books and, you know, nature study, being in nature. My girls enjoy that. So we're in between all of this. I mean, I still want structure. I still want them to have kind of like core subjects that they have to do every day. But I'm more flexible towards the other parts as far as science and you know, literature and all of that. I'm more flexible. And that was number 10. Wow, that went by fast. I hope you enjoyed the questions. They were wonderful, right? And I hope you'll click on the playlist in the description below and check out the answers from all the other ladies. And I am tagging Ivonne from My Little Smarty Pants, Sarah from Sarah's Homeschool, and Becky from A Place to Nest. I hope to see a video from you guys on this. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Happy homeschooling.